One of my favorite comedians and YouTube hosts, Jimmy Dore, said, "Have you ever watched Glee and said, I wish there were more people in charge of what I wish those people were more in charge of what I hear and see." So that's basically what is going on here. So we've got a former Glee Club member, very theatrical, very dramatic, with her little song videos she did about disinformation, with her constant colorful statements on Twitter. She calls WikiLeaks scum. She says that it's biased and scum. WikiLeaks being the source of the Bradley Manning, Chelsea Manning leaked documents that ended up getting him in a lot of trouble and getting Julian Assange in a lot of trouble to this day, in which he's still facing extradition to the United States to be prosecuted. So she said things like the gray zone, which is a really good online journalist source, including journalists like Aaron Mate and Max Blumenthal. She says the gray zone has create their own hysteria and spread incredibly damaging disinformation. And so while Mayorkas, the Secretary of Homeland Security, says that they won't be monitoring U.S. citizens, a lot of people are very skeptical of that because because it seems like the goal is not to directly monitor U.S. citizens, but to pass guidelines and a rule book, so to speak, to people who have the power to monitor U.S. citizens, namely private corporations, I'm guessing, and other people like that. So, so this has gotten criticism. The criticism has been so broad that people like CNN, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, they've all criticized this Disinformation Governance Board, and it does sound very dystopian. This also happens to have gone on during a similar. So within a few days, within a day or two of this going on, something called the Mint Press News and the Consortium News. I didn't hear about them until this story, but they both have had their PayPal account suspended. So this is a way that you can shut down journalism by coordinating to have PayPal accounts shut down, because you better believe that our government is coordinating with these private companies. I mean, PayPal has already been used against companies like WikiLeaks, and that was a decade ago. But now PayPal is being used to target, and this platform censorship. It's not content censorship. It's complete platform censorship. I expect to see more of that. So this is a very terrifying thing that's happening. It's coming down the pipeline. Well, it's already here. It exists. So we don't know the full extent of what this is going to do, but all we know is that this feeds into the continued narrative of Biden and what he's trying to do. His administration, first they go after Facebook, telling them that they should censor more. They go after Spotify, saying that they should censor Joe Rogan. They build the police departments they build up the DC Police Department to be a national presence, sort of like its own intelligence agency and its own national law enforcement arm, you just see more and more of this kind of thing going on, and now it's this Disinformation Governance Board that's being created, and it's being created by the Department of Homeland Security, no less. Another department that should have never existed, that was created in the 9/11 hysteria, and it has impeded on the rights of millions of Americans and non-Americans. So this Department of Homeland Security has expanded, and now it's including this Disinformation Governance Board, which just sounds like it's going to be a nightmare because it's controlled by this obviously liberal drama geek who thinks that mentioning someone's name is harassment, who thinks that the New York Post article about Hunter Biden's laptop is a complete joke and should be buried, and it's disinformation. She says that the gray zone is disinformation. It really just... She seems to dislike free speech absolutists. She sees them as an enemy of marginalized people and an adversary to marginalized people. She's bad. And she's only 33 years old. And I shouldn't criticize based on age like that, because I'm only 30. But then again, I'm not heading a department in Homeland Security. I'm not heading one of the departments of Homeland Security. So yeah, 33 seems too young for this job. I mean, she simply doesn't know what a 43 or 53-year-old knows. Not to say that that makes all that much of a difference. I mean, principles are principles, and really the flaw of hers is her principles. She's not going to be good for this role. No, nor should this role even exist. I mean, if liberals are okay with this, are they going to be okay? Would they have been okay if Donald Trump created this? Would they be okay if he was pushing this platform? I don't think so. And whoever they pick and whoever anybody picks for this role is going to be a controversial figure. I mean, it's going to be a biased figure. No matter who you pick, you're going to be biased. Whether this program was created under Donald Trump or created under Joe Biden, it's going to be a biased program. You can't have an unbiased censorship of content. There's no such thing as unbiased censorship. Whoever's in power or whoever has the money and the resources and the connections will do the censorship, and it will be biased. Censorship is always biased, and this is one more example of it coming directly from the government. This is fascism. This is very bad, and it seems like there's no end in sight, and we're going down this slippery slope at 100 miles an hour. So what can we do except be vigilant and be armed and be ready for whatever that these guys are planning, because obviously this is not the end game. This is just the start. They're going to keep doing this and keep doing this, and until people wake up and realize that we need to take action here, it's going to be a problem that we're not going to see the end of. So anyway, thank you guys.